Successful investors can use a number of strategies to manufacture equity and capital growth in a property fairly quickly. So here are some of my top tips. One is firstly to buy wholesale, buy under market value, so chase distressed sales and opportunities like our group block opportunities where you are buying in bulk over $1 million and you're only competing with less than 10% of the marketplace rather than buying at the median price range, 600, 700,000, say in Melbourne, where you're competing with 80%. So firstly, you make money when you buy well, not when you sell. Secondly, add value through some renovations. Internal and external cosmetic renovations can be a surefire way to increase your property's value overnight. So look at ways to add value outside and increase the aesthetic street appeal of that property, as well as internally some additions. Obviously the wet areas, the kitchens and bathrooms are areas where you can add a lot of instant value. Also look at opportunities potentially to subdivide the land and be able to basically increase the value of those subdivided lots, or even add value by putting in certain areas on license agreements in a block of units where you could add courtyard areas or car parks or laundries on license agreements. This can increase the property's value overnight. Another way is to actually apply for permits. If you've got a property that has some land, apply for permits to actually add value to that land by putting on another unit at the back or adding more units or doing a unit development there. So that can be a great way to be able to sell the property at an increased value because it now has added value with the permit. Lastly, once you get your permit, you can also go ahead and do a development. So by adding value with the permit and then by developing the land to its maximum, so you're increasing it from one house and putting 4 or 5 units on it or more, you're able to increase the value of that land and be able to develop the individual units and hopefully, as a developer does, make at least 20% profit margin by developing the land and then selling off the development units yourself, rather than in the previous tip, getting the permits and then selling it off with the permits. You're actually going ahead and doing the development. So there's some ways that an investor can really add value to their property overnight by manufacturing their own equity and their own capital growth, using some of these very useful tips to try and increase your property's value. And whether you sell it or don't sell it, you would have increased equity there, or you could cash in on the profit. Hope you got some information from our investor tips, and we'll see you next time.